greatness. Trust me, you can take it. Go on and take your aim. I'm built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I can change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing.
Exhibit C. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Exhibit C, the worst father of all time. Yep, I have dedicated an entire exhibit to explain to you why this man is one of the shittiest dads I've ever seen. Now, is he worse than this nigga? Hell no. At least Shredder technically loved his kid. But the amount of abuse he makes his 15-year-old daughter go through will make you want to pick up the phone and call CPS in a heartbeat. So, example 1. Now, we already know that he trained his daughter to be an assassin and do dirty work for him. And we know very well that Shredder does not tolerate failure. So one day she came back from a mission and she's just doing her regular routine, coming in and showing respect for her dad. Daddy, I have completed the mission. But Shredder told her,
Karai, I heard you had the chance to kill one of them nigga turtles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So tell me, why the fuck their bodies are not in front of me right now?
They escaped, duh. So they kept on arguing. And it got to a point where Karai decided to be a smartass. While he kept on yelling at her about how she let them escape, she yapped back at this nigga and told him, they escaped from you, didn't they? And this nigga snapped. He yelled at her like,
the fuck you say to me, you little shit?
So he came down and told her,
next time you ever open your fat ass mouth like that again, I will close that shit permanently. You understand me, little girl?
I understand, father.
Now fuck up my face and go kill them green niggas.
Like, dog, terrible. Now add all that on to example 2, his selfishness. This man don't give a fuck about nothing else than killing Splinter, even over his daughter's priorities. Swear to God, she came in one day and told him, Dad, life is lifing right now, and I'm just not mentally here anymore.
Little girl, do you think I give a flying fuck about your mental right now? The only thing you need to be thinking mentally right now is how to kill that fat ass trifling rat. Now get the step in and make daddy proud.
Yes, father. Again, terrible nigga. Example 3, using his daughter as a test subject. So Shredder made a deal with the Krang to make him robotic foot soldiers. So guess who he decided to test them out on? Karai. He straight up had these niggas come in her room and jump her. And they did not hold back. They was programmed to kill her. So while she was fighting for her life, getting jumped by Terminators, one of them grabbed her and started crushing her wrist. And they was about to kill her. Until Shredder finally stopped them. So he walks in yapping like,
looks like these robots are deadlier than expected.
So Karai was like, oh my God, I thought they were gonna kill me. But you wouldn't let them do that to me, right, Dad? And this nigga looked at her dead in the face and said,
you should be lucky the skills that I taught you over the years bailed you out. If not for my skills, we'd be having a funeral for you tomorrow.
Example number 4, denying the truth. So over time, Karai did some digging, and she ended up figuring out that Splinter was her actual dad. Because that photo that she always be looking at of her mom was ripped in half. And when she went to go see Splinter, he had the full photo of him and his wife.
Lord have mercy.
So this basically explained that the only photo that this man Shredder gave her was a picture that he ripped in half because Splinter was in it. Nah, bro, this is the pettiest nigga I have ever seen. Nigga said, oh yeah, I'll give you a picture of your mom, but first let me carefully cut this bitch ass nigga out of it. Oh my God. So she goes back to Shredder and she just straight up told him,
you're not my dad.
And he walked down and told her,
damn. Took you long enough. Claw. Take her to the dungeon.
So this man just locked her up in a cell. So then the next day, he came back and said,
Karai, even though Splinter is your biological father, I am still your father at the end of the day, because I simply couldn't let you be raised by that piece of shit rat. Hopefully one day you come to realize I did this for your own safety.
like, bro, this man is really trying to justify kidnapping her when she was a baby. This man is so in the head, it's insane. So a bit of time passed and she ended up escaping, and she decided, I'm gonna sneak this man. But Shredder was already 2 steps ahead of her. He had a whole decoy in his throne. Then he comes out the corner like,
Little girl, did you really think that you could sneak the nigga that taught you how to sneak niggas in the first place?
but Karai was not trying to hear that lecture. She threw a smoke bomb and instantly dived in, but she was just hitting air the entire time. This nigga Shredder truly had ultra instinct. So then she tries to stab him, but he catches the sword. Then he tells her,
Foolish child, I taught you everything I know, little nigga, so I know your every move.
so then he backhands her like my dad did when I said my first cuss word in front of him. Still to this day, I will never cuss in front of my parents. So then he pins her down and it was over. All the lights turned on in the base and he whooped her ass in front of the whole Foot Clan. So after beating her ass, he ends up doing one of the worst things any Shredder has ever done. And that leads us into example 5. He decided to hang her over a giant mutagen pit so he could use her as bait for Splinter and the Turtles. This was so absurd. Tiger Claw, his right-hand man, was like, my nigga, hanging your own kid is crazy, not gonna lie.
Quiet, nigga. She will be perfectly fine. Isn't that right, my precious honey bun?
So Splinter and the Turtles pull up, and Splinter and Shredder start having a child custody battle over Karai. This shit went from TMNT to an episode of Paternity Court. But while they was fighting, some foot bots end up wrapping up Splinter and pinning him down. So while that was happening, Leonardo tried to jump up and save Karai. But this man Shredder jumped up to try to hit him, but he hits the chain, and Karai gets dropped in a pit of mutagen. So she ended up getting turned into a mindless serpent. And Shredder's just looking at her like, no! So guess what's the first thing this bastard does? He runs down to Splinter and immediately starts blaming him, yelling at him saying,
Hamato Yoshi, you did this!
Like, nigga, oh my God. This motherfucker is allergic to taking accountability. If we look at the instant replay, we can clearly see your big, brolicky, muscular ass hit the chain and drop your daughter in that pit of shit. And you start blaming Splinter. Okay, nigga. So I guess we just gonna blame him for everything now. We gonna blame him for taking your bitch, killing your ex, then dropping your daughter in a deadly pit of mutagen. But it's all Splinter's fault, right? Unbelievable. But if you didn't think it could get worse than this, let's go into our final example of Father of the Year. Example 6, brainwashing your daughter. So when he got Karai back, after finding her in the streets being a wild serpent, he decided, my daughter's been a little disobedient lately. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna brainwash her so I can control her. So that's what he did. He started putting mind control worms in her brain so he could control her every move and take away her free will. Lord have mercy. First ballot Hall of Famer in the Worst Dads Hall of Fame. The Shredder Trials.